All the roads now in the bush in Kwara State are being controlled by bandits. That is what one of the kidnapped victims who has been released, one of the Kwara church kidnapped victims who has just been released, has said. That is his revelation, that the kidnappers now control all the roads in the bush in Kwara State. Let me read the news for you guys. It says, terrorists control all the bush routes. Freed Kwara church worshipper details bandits' grip on Kwara. One of the church members abducted during last week's attack in Eruku Ekiti local government area of Kwara State has revealed that the terrorists who kidnapped them operate from a fully dominated enclave and possess detailed knowledge of bush routes across several states. Speaking with journalists on Sunday, shortly after regaining freedom, the victim recounted the terrifying moment heavily armed men stormed the church during an evening program. So that attack happened during an evening program, which explains why the number of persons in that church that day were not much. The persons that they were able to kidnap that day were not much. About 30 minutes into the program, after everybody had settled, I suddenly heard gunshots, the victim said. At first, I didn't even recognize it. I thought it was just the sound of an electrical wire sparking, of course. But within moments, they had surrounded the whole church. He added that the worshippers were thrown into confusion as some people began to notice drops of blood on the floor during the chaos of the invasion. Wow. That means they actually shot some persons. The abducted members were taken deep into the forest where the victim said they discovered that the attackers were operating in territory they had fully taken over. They have a territory of their own that they are fully occupied, like an entire village or an entire community. Wow. When we got there, we didn't know it was a dominated area, he said. It was unimaginable. They boldly told us they were bandits and that nobody escapes from that place without being caught. According to him, the kidnappers openly bragged about their control and mastery of the terrain. From that place they have dominated, they know all the roads surrounding those bushes in Kwara and other states, he said, stressing that the gang's mobility and familiarity with the forest routes make them even more dangerous. Previously, Sahara reporters reported that Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak had announced the release of 38 persons who were recently abducted in an attack on the Christ Apostolic Church in Eruku Ekiti local government area of Kwara State. The freed abductees regained their freedom on Sunday, November 23rd, following several days of coordinated efforts by security forces and government representatives. Rafiu Ajakaye, Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, disclosed the information in a statement issued on Sunday. According to the statement, Governor Abdulrazak attributed the successful rescue to the hands-on approach of President Bola Tinubu, who directed measures to secure the release. The president had called off his scheduled... Okay, so they have released them. The president had called off his scheduled trip to the G20 meeting in South Africa to attend to the breaches in Kwara and Kebbi states. The statement said he also directed heightened security deployments to Kwara in what underlined his firm commitment to the safety and well-being of our people and Nigerians as a whole. The abductees were freed today, November 23rd, the statement said. The governor expressed his gratitude to the president, saying the release is wholly due to his direct initiative. He also extended appreciation to the Office of the National Security Advisor, the Department of State Services, the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian Intelligence Agency, and the Nigeria Police, which deployed 4 new tactical teams to the states under the president's directive. So, some of the persons who were abducted in that Kwara church 3 days ago have been released. They were released yesterday. And one of them now is saying that these guys have a territory of their own. They are like a nation, a tribe now on their own. They have their own territory. They are now like a sovereign state in a sovereign state. They are not just some kidnappers that will throw you in a den. No. They are now in large numbers. They are massive. They are not just one small group that you can mess around with. They are way more than you think you think they are, and that is why it will explain why they are making videos, why they are so bold, so confident, because they know they are not small, they are very big. Why they are making videos and posting them all over social media, and yet nothing is happening. Today you hear that they buy this, they buy some of them here, they buy some of them there, and yet their numbers keep increasing. That is because they are in large numbers. They are not small. They are not operating in a small area. They have their own territory. They have occupied a large territory in Kwara State alone. Not to mention other states now in the north. Just Kwara State alone, they have a large territory of their own. And that they know all the bush routes, all the roads inside the bush, inside the forest. They know them very well, like the back of their finger. They are very, very familiar. Like the back of their hand, they are very, very familiar with the roads in the bush. More than the military. What do the military know about these bushes than these people? That is why it's not going to be easy to defeat them, because now you're invading their territory, a territory that they are more familiar with all the traps they must have set. So it's not going to be easy. If this thing had been tackled earlier, if these guys were not being recruited and recruited into the army, and then they end up divulging information, they wouldn't have grown so large and so strong like this. But now it has become a mess, a complete mess.